Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
The universe as we know it jumped into existence from a single point of energy. Or at least that is the prevailing scientific consensus on the origin of everything. But there is still much to understand on what caused the universe to originate, how the first stars formed, and what triggered the formation of our solar system. The universe raises questions and the universe provides clues. Meteorites, small pieces of space debris, can be thought of as messengers from the past. Traveling through space, the minerals stored in these rocky sentinels can answer many such questions. A team of scientists have now analyzed tiny beads of glass which are found in many meteorites and published their research laying out the details of what they found. In this video, I talk about these glass beads known as chrondules and how they came to be and what they can tell us about what happened in the early solar system. I am Mohana Basu and this is Pure Science. All meteorites come from inside our solar system. Most of them are fragments of asteroids that broke apart long ago in the asteroid belt, which is located between Mars and Jupiter. Such fragments orbit the Sun, sometimes for millions of years before colliding with the Earth. Ever since scientists started looking at meteorites with microscopes, they've been puzzled and fascinated by what's inside. Most meteorites are made of tiny beads of glass that date back to the earliest days of the solar system, before the planets were even formed. Scientists realized that these meteorites are snapshots that can reveal the conditions that it experienced in the past, which ultimately answers questions about the evolution of both Earth and other planets. The beads of glass inside these meteorites are known as chrondules. Scientists think they are bits of rock left over from debris that was floating around billions of years ago. The same debris which eventually aggregated and formed planets. Thus, meteorites are immensely useful to scientists, allowing them to get their hands on pieces of the original material that formed the solar system. That is much before the volcanoes and tectonic plates of the Earth changed all the rock we can find on the planet itself. But what exactly caused the formation of these chrondules remains unclear. And this has been an unanswered question for over 50 years. Scientists can find clues about the early days of the solar system by looking at the types of a given element in a rock. Elements can come in several different forms called isotopes. Isotopes are two or more types of atoms that have the same atomic number, that is number of protons in their nuclei and position in the periodic table. But they differ in the nucleon numbers, that is mass numbers, due to the different numbers of neutrons in their nuclei. While all isotopes of a given element have almost the same chemical properties, they have different atomic masses and physical properties. So for example, hydrogen has 3 isotopes. While hydrogen atom has just 1 proton and no neutron, deuterium, its isotope, has a neutron, while tritium, another isotope of hydrogen, has 3 neutrons. Now the proportion of isotopes found in each rock varies according to what happened when the rock was formed. So this tells us how hot the rock was, whether it cooled slowly or was flash frozen, what other elements were around to interact with. From that information, scientists can then piece together a history of likely events. Now, alkali elements that make up group 1 of the periodic table, such as lithium, potassium and rubidium, have been the focus of many meteorite studies because they are sensitive to condensation and evaporation. And the isotopic compositions of some of them can be measured with very high precision using modern instrumentation. Moreover, the element potassium is particularly abundant in meteorites, which is why they are studied very often. In this study, researchers took extremely rigorous and precise measurements of the concentrations and isotopes of two elements that are depleted in meteorites, that is potassium and rubidium. From this information, the team pieced together what must have been happening as the chrondules formed. They said that these two elements would have been part of a clump of dust that got hot enough to melt and then to vaporize. Then, as the material cooled, some of the vapor fused back into the chrondules. The cooling was very fast, so not everything was able to get condensed. According to the team, the temperature was dropping at a rate of around 500 degrees Celsius per hour. Based on this information, scientists can theorize what kind of event would have been sudden and violent enough to cause such extreme heating and cooling. One scenario that fits would be massive shock waves passing through an early nebula. A nebula is a body of interstellar clouds which can consist of cosmic dust, hydrogen, helium molecular clouds that are the birthplace of stars. They can be thought of as star nurseries. According to the team, large planetary bodies near a nebula can create shocks which would have heated and then cooled the dust as it passed through. Over the past half century, people have proposed different scenarios to explain the formation of the chrondules, from lightning to collisions between rocks. But this new evidence tips the balance toward shock waves as an explanation. This explanation may be key to understanding a persistent finding involving a category of elements that are moderately volatile, including potassium and rubidium in meteorites. Based on what scientists currently theorize about the formation of the solar system, the Earth has far less of these elements than expected. While it was always thought that this could be explained by some complex chain of heating and cooling, no one knows the exact sequence. This new study brings scientists a step closer to solving the mystery. This is just one part of the story. There are still more processes that need to be understood to fully explain how planets were formed. This is Mohana Basu, special correspondent at The Print. If you like our videos, you can now join The Print's YouTube membership to get special membership perks, get early access to our key reports, as well as exclusive community content on the YouTube channel. You can do so through the link in the description box below.